6 with a good Monday nighter between the New Orleans Saints and the Cleveland Browns. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
So, Charles, you look at this offense, what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're a great example. Remember, they started 11-0, then lost 5 of 6 and went out in the first round. But I think if you get toward mid-November, the Thanksgiving time frame, and you're still doing this, that's when things start to get real for a ball club.
And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now Watson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Pierce. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
The Browns at a perfect 5-0 here to begin the campaign. And they've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Here's Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
Watson hooking up with Cooper there for the Cleveland first.
They give to Chubb out of the gun.
And he's got it to about the 40.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And again, it's Chubb. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
This now play number 9 on the opening drive, but it's 3rd and long. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down. And did he have enough? He did. He kept it online and managed to tuck it into the bottom right corner.
So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Now Thomas will come in motion right. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara, 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He sets to fire deep. He's got a man complete. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
A great job there, and that old cliche, taking what the defense gives you, comes right into play. Nothing too out of the ordinary about the throw. Just a little dump off over the middle. But what it is out of the ordinary is what he did with it after the catch. Not only did he grab the ball, but how about the significant yardage he picked up after he pulled it in.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Watson now to throw. To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that will bring up 3rd and 1.
all that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, mini camp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
And Chubb fighting, but nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped short of that first down marker.
Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
They'll run for it. Chubb, and nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. Nick Chubb stopped short, and the Saints will have the football back. Quick throw to Olave. His second catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's second down. They'll set up to throw. He's going to air one out. Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. Chris Olave with his second touchdown of the game, fourth of the year. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle, and that pushes the lead up to 11. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Browns drive about to get started. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. On 1st and 10, Watson. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's second down now.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed out hard there. He was ready for that running play. The Browns on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field. They run it again with Chubb. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves him looking at a 4th down.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
On fourth down, Watson. And that is incomplete. The Browns unable to move the chains on fourth down. And the Saints will have the football back. So they've gone for it twice now on fourth down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Check pass, check pass.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey.
Dragon 60. Ready.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Got an open man. It's Olave. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary, all of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he'll go down at the 28. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle. And that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps. And the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He's going to let it go again. He's got a man. Complete. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Watson off play action. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
To throw again on 2nd down. Watson. Touchdown, Browns. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by York is up and good. And that slices the lead down to 17-10. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Oh, I saw this one with defensive eyes because even as he escaped the pocket and bought time, the coverage stayed tight. Nothing broke down. Throwing it away, that was his only option.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They're going to look to throw. He completes it to Olave. A big play there just before halftime. 46 yards.
A gain of 46 yards on the play. First down, Saints.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. Taken in at the 3. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game. And down the stretch, being able to be balanced. Either throw it or run it and try and win this ball game.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Well, that's where this Cleveland crowd, the dog pound in particular, make it difficult on opposing offenses. It looked like they might have had troubles communicating at the line, and it leads to the incompletion. They'll set up a throw. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Well, that's what he can do when he keeps the football. It's not a huge game, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Greedy Williams picks it off.
And the Browns are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this 3rd quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind, and we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Watson. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Watson. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that's caught inside the 35.
And they'll work this down inside the 30. Hard to believe that arm strength was a knock on Deshaun Watson coming out of Clemson, but he showed what he's got there.
And that might be just what they needed to get back in this game. Sometimes you need a big play to shake things up, get a little life in your sideline, get everyone believing again, and they got it there in a big way.
To throw is Watson. They set up the screen to Chubb.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key 1st downs and big runs.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
From the red zone now, Watson. His throw caught at about the 5.
And the Browns are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Boy, this is a well-orchestrated drive they've put together. You think back to how far they were backed up to start things out, but they've gone on a march since then, and now after that completion there, they've got a 1st and goal.
And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points.
Extra point by York is up and good.
And the lead is down to a field goal. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
Take it in at the 3. And able to get this out to the 25. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is... And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. The CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
After the interception, here's Watson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Hard throw, incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down. And this will wind up a Saints 1st down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Let's go.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13.
19. 3.
They run it again with Kamara. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on it. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
19.
Out of the gun now on third down. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. That is now seven interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
No room to be had there on the first down run as he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. And his carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
After the run, Watson going to throw. Over the middle, Amari Cooper, it's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
On first down, that run with Chubb. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the 50, it's Watson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Mears used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
2nd and 9 now. And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 52 yards. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
Kamara. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal. Again, Kamara. And not a whole lot there as they'll get him down at about the 2. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They'll run it with Kamara. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. It's a gain of a yard, and it takes us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And they're looking at 4th down now in this tie ball game. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This for the lead in the final stages. And this one is right through. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the fourth, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
The Browns drive about to get started.
So the offense back out now, coming off its first interception of the game the last time out, trying to reestablish some momentum here, Charles. But they're trailing defensively. Maybe these guys smelling the blood in the water a little bit.
Yeah, I think that they probably are, but what they need to do right now is just make sure they don't force the action too much themselves. They've got them on the run a little bit. You just want to be in a position where if they make another mistake, you're there to capitalize on it and take it away from them.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Watson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And the comeback may stall out. It's intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints have just about sewn up this football game. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to run down some clock with Kamara. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And they will take a knee here. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And a little bit of a surprise, they lose the turnover battle, but wind up winning the ballgame.
And this is very unusual because you know all teams stress winning the turnover battle as a key indicator to winning ball games. So when you get something that goes against the grain like the one we saw here, it's quite the oddity. Now let's face it, they'll be very happy that they pulled this off, but they do know that in the future they've got to work on taking care of the football because this won't happen very often.
So for New Orleans, their strong start to the year continues.